There are no classes on Monday morning here at Kerch Polytechnic College, where 21 people died and close to 70 people were injured in a mass shooting on October the 17th. Of course, the area of campus where the shooting took place is now cordoned off. There are investigators and police. Nobody is allowed in here and will not be for some time. Apart from that, everything here is still in ruins, so the college staff have to work in a neighboring building. At first it was said that students would be allowed back in on Monday. However, now classes are more likely to resume on Tuesday. The teaching staff are at the workplace, working on the organizational issues. There are also a lot of psychologists here, representatives from the Emergency Situation Ministry of Russia, as well as the college director Olga Hrebennikova. She was not here at the time of the explosion. She actually left the college right before it. Hrebennikova has declined to comment and instead directed people to local media in Kerch for information, saying that this is her official position, and that's her comment. As you can see, she has been talking for a long time with many OMON officers, Russia's Special Forces Police. There are also many parents here, especially the parents of students who survived. We spoke to the father of Yana Yehorova, a girl who thankfully survived but is currently suffering with injuries. She has problems with her legs and is now in the Russian city of Krasnodar, where some injured were taken. Parents come here to collect documents, passports and cards that were left behind. All the things have already been taken out of here, so that compensation can be issued and so people generally have their documents with them. She will have an operation in her right leg. They will connect the tendons, tells us the father of a child injured in the attack. The doctors in Krasnodar have said that she will be able to walk on her own without a limp. I came for her things because her passport, money and cards are here. We are now going to gather all the documents so she can get her compensation. They will only issue compensation for her. This happened at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and they of course let me out of work immediately, so I went. Thank you. Do you study here?
Yes.
How terrible. Will there be classes on Wednesday?
Either tomorrow or Wednesday.
Will you go?
Yes, yes.
We can see that over the weekend, at this man-made memorial next to the college, even more flowers have appeared and there is a general feeling of solidarity in the city. Walking through the town, you can find ATMs with notices saying how they are collecting donations for the victims of the explosion. Money is needed particularly for medical treatment, as apart from the 21 deceased, there is information to suggest that there are 7 people in critical condition and 5 in serious condition. We went to the local hospital, to the intensive care unit, to the trauma unit. There is no one there. All of the seriously injured were sent to Krasnodar and Moscow. In particular, in Moscow, there is one girl, Fatime Karpusheva, who is in a coma and people are fundraising for her. The biggest question for the city is how to restore the educational institution. There are around 20 schools in Kerch, as well as technical colleges and universities. School number 17 is the closest to the college. It's just 100 meters away. At 8:30 in the morning, a lot of parents came here with their children. Officially, there has to be at least 2 Special Forces police officers in every education institution, and from what we know, there are. We were told this by local journalists as well. One mother compared herself and the mothers alike to Special Forces police. We have come here to have a look, she said. Of course, on the one hand, parents are afraid. On the other, they say that kids should be out in society, and that's a lot better than being at home. There are fewer children in all classes, just like there weren't many on Thursday and Friday. Some classes had 7 pupils, some 4. The parents had stayed at home with them initially, but today it's time to go back to work. There's a lot riding on the professionalism of the teachers and how they react to the situation. But nobody is questioning whether the local government should be offering recommendations. The parents mostly want for their children to attend educational institutions, so that they all together next to each other. It will be easier for them to deal with the tragedy in that way. Otherwise, what will the kids be doing with their spare time? They would be on the streets, or worse, as they say, sitting at home on social media. In fact, that's a huge issue. We were shown groups on social media of Kontakte that attracts teenagers and where profile pages under the name of Vlad Roslyakov, the boy who carried out the shooting, were created. We have spoken to locals to ask them how they found returning to normal life after the tragedy, and they themselves drew our attention to the social media too. It's important to get to the bottom of things here in order to get on with life, says one local. Can anyone offer any suggestions? No? They don't want to do that. Why did it all happen? Why? Who is to blame? Everyone is looking for a quick resolution and delegating the responsibility to the law enforcement agencies. On the first and second days, there was some anxiety, but it's calmed down a little now. The tragedy rallied people.
What can you do? It happens, unfortunately, not just here.
No, of course not just here. We're not suggesting that.
There is only human factor to consider here. You can't change anything.
Transport services in Kerch resumed on Saturday. Nothing was working on Thursday and Friday, but local residents and journalists say that there is less people. They are cautious because the investigators are still here, calling in for questioning boys who have been expelled from the college. Of course, there are calling in parents and children of those who could have seen something. Russian TV channels published a video of the place where the explosion happened. There was allegedly another boy next to Vlad Roslякov, but we can't say whether he was involved in the crime.
Конечно же, будем следить.